New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? It's time to celebrate a Knicks win because the Knicks beat the Heat at home 116 to 107. All right, and we had some performances. We had some good nights here. Mel Bridges, first of all, gives you 17 points. 6 assists, point guard things right there with 2 steals and 2 blocks. Shout out to Mel Bridges. Josh Hart gives you 10 points and 14 rebounds on the night. McBride chips in with 10 points off of the bench. Brunson was burning and gave you 22 points, 9 assists, and 2 rebounds. And Cat, the big bodega, showed up in Miami and gave you a big time 44 points on the night. Shout out to Cat, man, who gave it to him from the inside, from the outside, and from the three-point line. And he also gave you 13 points. And he also gave you 2 assists. And he actually was engaged on defense tonight, even though he fouled a little bit. But Cat came to play. And the Knicks overall gave you 30 assists on the night. They came back from 13 down to take this win. And we're going to talk about it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. But it's a lot of good tonight. A lot of good feelings tonight. Especially because, Lee, I hate losing to Miami. Ever since we lost to them in the playoffs, I can't stand looking at their smug little face. I can't stand looking at Jimmy Butler's face. I can't stand Bam Adebayo's illegal screen. I can't stand Miami. They injured Julius Randle last year. Don't forget, I didn't forget that. I can't stand them. So I don't care if you're new. I don't care if the team is just gelling. I know I wanted to beat the Heat no matter how this thing ended. And that's exactly what we did. And it was glorious. It was glorious. And for me, even just looking at Bam Adebayo's face, it was just nice. It was just nice, Lee, to see him struggle against us. It was nice. Struggle. Ooh, foul trouble. Ooh, take that. I loved it. Ooh. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this game. But I'm going to introduce you to my guy. You already know. First and foremost, it is the Latin assassin, Lee Escobedo. What's going on, Lee? What's going on?
The time has come, the walrus said, to speak of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot and whether pigs have wings. I'm starting out with Lewis Carroll's great The Time Has Come poem, because the time has come to talk about Karl Anthony Towns. I told Twitter I had a hot take. I believe when it's all said and done, Karl Anthony Towns will go down as one of the greatest, a top 3 greatest store for the New York Knicks in franchise history. He has the most effortless game in an orange and blue jersey I think I've ever seen. And I am including Carmelo Anthony in that conversation. And I am making this statement, yes, at the 4-game mark because of his size, his ball handling ability, his IQ, and his athleticism. That combination of speed, footwork, intuition, and loving the game of basketball and knowing the history of it has turned him into a monster that we haven't had in the paint since Patrick Ewing. He is going to go down as one of the 3 best big men of all time. I think he's got a chance, if he wins championships, to go down as the best. He is extremely skilled, and he doesn't take a lot of effort or even momentum for him to get his in any of the 5 levels that he's able to score in. Melo's the only player I've seen during my time as a fan to get a bucket as quickly as he can. And just the imagination exploded watching Karl Anthony Towns. Imagine different ways he can get us to 2 points or 3 when we really need it in the playoffs.
Listen, I agree. He's extremely offensively gifted. And him matched with Jalen Brunson's prowess is going to be a tandem to behold for years to come. We have him for a long time, so we gotta get used to him. We gotta get used to him, and we gotta make this work. So I agree. As far as the scoring side of the ball, he is that guy. If he was an NBA 2K player, he would have a lot of sliders up. All the shooting sliders are up on his make a player. We just need to get that defensive slider up to passable. That's all we gotta do. And you know what I liked about this game when it came to Karl Towns? He was engaged defensively. I tore into him the game before because he had his hand downs on several possessions. Today he was engaged defensively. Even though team defense wise, it was a little touch and go for the Knicks in the first half. But I saw him closing out on 3-point shooters. I saw him helping out on digs, and he was engaged. Now, the conundrum with Towns is when he is engaged, it's like I play hard but not smart. He has to find that zen flow state of playing hard but playing careful. You know the people who play hard but they hack you because they're playing so hard. He has to find that zen state where it's like, I'm playing hard, but I'm not gonna smack you on the arm when I have 4 fouls to get that 5th foul. And you have to pull those things back. But overall, offensively, he has an arsenal that we haven't had here, maybe since KP, but KP didn't even have his posting ability, not even close, or his passing ability either. So
his penetration,
or his quickness, because there was a couple of times where you just gave him the ball and you're like, all right, just pace for him to shoot the 3, and he just he's gone. He's going to the basket. 7 foot tall, going to the basket, which is a sight to behold for a guy who's that big to move that quickly. So I agree with you with the offensive arsenal and potential is limitless. The way he doesn't have to get off the floor to shoot, he just be shooting standstill 3-pointers from 12 feet behind the 3-point line is amazing. And if he gives us defensive effort like these more tonight, then we should be golden for sure.
Well said. I also want to harken back to the last episode where you held down the fort by yourself. I thought you gave some really solid analysis. I could tell you were frustrated. We all were, that we lost a game that we really should have won. But I thought you really broke down even-handedly and objectively your issues with Karl-Anthony Towns' defense. Now, I don't consider myself an advanced enough at X's and O's to be able to decipher what was going on the court, but I did see a few things. Maybe I was just stoned and I imagined it, but I thought I saw early instances in the first half where Towns was positioned differently on the court, where he was more in the weak side, and they would have OG or Hart defending guys upon the dribble penetration, and it put a Cat in more of opportunities where he's more of a help side defense. He came over to double, or he came over to try to block almost before it started in its ascension, and the other players were doing more of the actual rim protection. I wonder if that was a strategy that Tibbs was employing to experiment to see how can we get Cat, like you said, in situations where he's playing smart but not in foul trouble, and really only being the primary rim defender when it's somebody like Bam Adebayo that's getting to the basket, or Jimmy Butler. Because the ones opportunities I saw was Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson going to the hoop. That's where Josh Hart, OG, and Bridges were being the rim protector, and Cat was more in a help position. I don't know what that's called. I was trying to look up and try to figure out what scheme that is on the offensive side, but I noticed it, and I'd never seen Tibbs do that before because we've always had Mitch or Isaiah Hartenstein or Nerlens Noel, who is always in that area, which would offensively be the dunker spot, but guarding the rim within the allotted time.
I mean, if that's what was happening, that's a good point, because I definitely missed it. And one of Karl-Anthony's strengths on defense is his help side. I do feel like he's a pretty good help side defender for the most part, not necessarily like that rim protector, that last line of defense type of person. So if that was happening, I didn't see it, but if that's what was happening, that's a good catch, Lee. Because Tom Thibodeau, listen, you're gonna have to defend. The mark of a good coach is using your players to their strengths and weaknesses and putting them in positions to succeed in that regard. So hopefully that was the case, because I'm not gonna hold you. That first half, I was just like, what is happening on defense so far? But I don't even think that's the coach. I feel the Knicks, to me, in the first half was fluctuating. between really good defense and then having these really crazy mental lapses. And that was like the whole team. That wasn't like one person. That was like McBride having people go backdoor for layups. Josh Hart missing people going backdoor for layups or hacking. Tyler Hero shooting threes from God knows where. Bernie McCall. I feel like our whole team in that first half would play defense. Would get burned in transition, or they would miss a rotation. Like there was one play where Cat doubled who's the tall kid, because Jalen Brunson was on this kid all night. I don't even remember his name.
Jovic,
yes. Cat doubled Jovic, and then it's like that, which left like Tyler open for three, and like nobody just rotated, just watched them. And I'm just like, okay, Cat did the right thing by helping Brunson, but somebody then has to help Cat, and then Cat has to like it seemed like they were very iffy team defensively all night, and it was concerning to me. But it seemed like when the Knicks got down 13 in the third, they was like, oh shit. It was like, we can't lose again. And it was like something clicked where everybody was just on the string. There was 2, 3, 4 rotations. There was multiple efforts. OG and McCall were all over the place. The fast break was going. The 3-point shots were going. It just seemed like we hit that flow state on offense and defense once our backs are against the wall. And the next step for us is to access that flow state full time and not have to wait until our back's against the wall to do it. Because right now it just seems like, oh, we lost the game. Now we have something to prove. Now we in that flow state where we're on a string defensively. We got the win. That's all that matters. We got the win. But I'm still waiting to see 4 quarters of great defense, and not, I feel like we had like a half of great defense and then like spurts in the first and the second quarter. We need to start putting together 4 quarters of immaculate defense so we can start running through teams.
Great point. One of the ways that I learned to be able to read offenses is when I did play basketball when I was in high school. Is as a center, I was tasked with calling out what offense was being thrown at us in specific sets. And I maybe, because Cat is not the best defender, maybe it's Mel Bridges that needs to step up and be that point of contact and communicating what's happening to get guys to either hit their rotations more crisp or be in the right spots at the right time. And I think that he's gonna have to take that responsibility. That's what he needs to add to that front end starting 5. I think Hart needs to worry about being an off-ball chaos cornerback and just kind of playing the space and allow Mel Bridges to guard a more point of attack. And that the communication, I think, needs to improve, but will improve once there's more time with these guys gelling together and learning each other's tendencies and where they like to be to fit in certain actions. So I think that's a job that would probably typically be by an Embiid or definitely by a Mitch or by Hartenstein. I think this is going to be Mel Bridges to take over that role verbally.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a group effort. OG Anunoby is a great help defender as well. But it seems like McCall is taking the lead on that, like you said. That's what I see visibly anyway. Normally that is the big man thing, but it's gonna have to be a team thing at this point.
Right.
Ebony,
the Queen is here.
What up? The champ is here. What up, Ed?
Tired. I'm here.
Yeah,
What's up, y'all?
What's up? We won.
Yeah, we won. It started off ugly, but they finished strong.
Yeah. What did you think of the game? Because I know I know you like defense. I feel like me and you, I feel like we've been like the Cat, like get it together, Cat type of people on the show. So I'm really curious to see what you thought of the team's defense today and Cat's performance in general. I'm really curious to see.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked how he switched it up. He played with some intensity. It wasn't like floating on the court kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Stayed focused and active throughout the game. And again, I loved how it was inside out. He did a little bit of everything. Excuse me. He had he hit a couple hook shots, took him off the dribble, step back 3-pointers. He mixed it up, was very aggressive, looking for a shot. I mentioned in the preseason that it's not going to be pretty at first. They have to get to know each other. And same thing with Tibbs. You see him still trying to learn lineups and how to get everybody involved, but he has to and I think that was a big adjustment in the second half because I felt that Jalen Brunson can, we know he can get his shot whenever he wants to, but getting other people involved has been something we spoke about a lot. And one of the other fears I had for this season was the offense would get stagnant with him dribbling and waiting around the perimeter for them to kick it out kind of vibes. And I seen that more so in last game and in the first half. But the second half, that ball was moving because even in the first half, we were getting good looks because Mikal just couldn't hit shot. He couldn't hit that corner three in the first half for anything.
1 for 7.
But I just felt that we were playing like individuals in the first half, and we pulled it together more as a team in that second half. I like what I see, and again, it's going to take time to gel on both ends, but at least the effort was there today. It didn't look so soft.
Yeah. I felt like we were playing together offensively. I just think we just wasn't hitting shots. And I still feel like you said, like Brunson, he played phenomenally last year. This year is a completely different team. So when you have a completely different team as a point guard, it's gonna be a completely different rhythm. Like he has more weapons this season than he's ever had. Like pretty much everybody on the team can shoot. So he has to kind of learn to navigate that predicament, not even predicament, that blessing. But also in general, he doesn't really pass to centers in general.
But that's something he has to. He has to. We can't just keep saying he can't, he doesn't, because you have to. Right. Especially with this team. Especially the way they move, you have to. I really think that first half he was playing more so like he still didn't have the lineup that he did, the weapons that he did. It was a lot of one-on-one, it was a lot of individual play. It was basically, you remember how in the beginning with him and Randall, where it was kind of your turn, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how, even though Cat was going off, that's how it seemed. It still was, go ahead, Cat, you go ahead. It wasn't so much so. Cat is just a good player, so he's going to make an offensive move. But it wasn't in the scheme of things to me in the first half. In that second half, though, the ball, it was all those shots. That's why they hitting it. It came all within the flow of the offense, the constant movement, the finding shooters, back door. Shout out to Josh Hart, too.
Yeah.
The glue, definitely, still the glue.
Definitely.
Doing all the dirty work, because again, there's only one ball. You need somebody. We see what it looks like when you don't have somebody to do the dirty work. So you need that person, and right now it's Josh giving us that anything we need.
Josh Hart is going to have a career high in rebounds this season. That's
I like the way he was getting into the paint too. Also, he helped create some of them shots and for the three pointers that we were hitting in the third quarter.
Yeah. So, I feel like in general, when you're looking at the shot chart and who has what shots, I feel like our most talented offensive players got the most shots this game, which is how I prefer it. It's like, all right, Karl Anthony, Mikal, and Jalen Brunson got the most amount of shots. All right, cool. Josh Hart does the dirty work, and I like OG. OG only had 6 shots today. Maybe it would be cool if he has more shots, but in general, it's like Brunson had 18 shots, Mikal had 16 shots, Karl Anthony had 25. I can kind of live with that shot diet from our team in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lee, any thoughts?
Lee.
No, I was glad to hear. What's up, Ebony? I was glad to see Karl Anthony Towns reverse course from some of the criticism that was levied at him both offensively and defensively last game. And I think the team itself took on the challenge of bouncing back from a tough loss to a team that we should have won and out-rebounded Miami 42-39 and actually hit 30 assists, which I think last game we only had like 18 or 19, and we outpaced them there too, 30 to 27 assists but most importantly, we shot a total of 43s, which is about the league average where things are right now across the NBA. And we hit 18 of them for a team-wide 45%. That really opened things up, and I think it really helped Karl-Anthony Towns stay with single coverage on Bam Adebayo, who overplayed him a lot of times during the game, especially in the second half, and it led to Anthony Towns not just scoring, but drawing fouls on Bam as well and getting to the line in that way. And he is such a clean free throw shooter as well. It was great to finally have a player that deconstructed Miami's defense to slap Bam in the face offensively.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like this was the game when we got over the Miami hump. Miami, even though they've been a mediocre team in the last couple of seasons, maybe they get to the finals, but they have no chance of actually winning. They're perennial overachieve, and they've given us problems in the regular season and the playoffs for damn near 20 years now. I think we finally got over the hump. Karl-Anthony Towns is just a weapon they can't guard. They could guard Julius Randle. Bam could guard him straight up. They can't guard Karl-Anthony Towns. If he's going downhill, he's going to get whatever he wants. Turnarounds, floaters, middies, push, and it's all because of a threat of the three-point shot. People can't overplay him, and if you do, he's going to take you off the dribble and he's going to get his own.
Yeah, I love watching Bam struggle. Oh my gosh, I love it. It brought me joy to see that man in foul trouble and trying to play defense and not know what to do with the big bodega in the post. I love that, damn it. I love that. And you know what also helps Lee? You know what else helps us get over the Miami hump?
What's that?
OG Anunoby guarding Jimmy Butler. We we didn't have an OG Anunoby to guard Jimmy Butler last season. I feel like the last time, like now that we have him with like that shutdown, now we really got to work. Now it's Tyler Hero bust. Tyler Hero got to go off for 600 threes or y'all losing. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Yeah. Or you got to hope that cat gets into foul trouble.
It was also by design, I believe, with Hero. We know that he's the shooter of the group. Everybody else was struggling. You know, you try to contain everybody else. One person most of the time won't beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, we picked our poison today. That's what I believe.
I think the real key to this game and winning was not just Jimmy Butler, but more slowing Bam Adebayo down as a playmaker. When he starts giving guys good open looks, that's when this Miami's offense, which is very anemic, they don't have a lot of potent scoring. That's where they really start to struggle. And we did that. The shots a Hero was taking was off the dribble, off rip. They were not being assisted upon by Bam Adebayo, which means that we were isolating Adebayo as a playmaker and forcing him more to try to be a scorer, which is not his preference. Nope. He wants to be the focal point of the offense and get other guys going. So having Hero score on his own in isolation or pull up in transition, that kept their offense stunted, everyone else cold, and centered it primarily on Hero playing Hero ball.
Yeah, it's like I feel like we didn't have to really double that much. Only we had to double Nikola Jokic. I don't know how Brunson ended up on Nikola like half the night, but it is what it is. But I felt like a lot of the open shots came from Brunson ending up on Jokic, and it killed us. But end of the day, we got that W. Also, good point on the threes. The Knicks have been 28th in 3-pointers generated. I also felt like that was a big reason why we kind of struggled a little bit in the first half because we was kind of looking for the threes or maybe thinking about it too much instead of letting it just come naturally to you. So I'm glad we was able to get that. But also long term, I'm also looking at Brunson's threes long term because when Julius Randle was here, he would generate a lot of open threes for Brunson just because he was in the post and he was causing double teams, and he was able to kick it out to Brunson who would get open threes. Tom Thibodeau right now with his new offense and new pieces, he has to find ways to generate open threes for Brunson and not just Brunson generating threes for everybody else because he's one of the best 3-point shooters on the team as well, 40% last year. So it was interesting to see how he did that. I think I saw him have Josh Hart play on ball certain places, or other people start to, initiate the offense. So I'm keeping an eye on that long term because I haven't really seen Brunson shoot a lot of threes in general this season either.
That's because he always has the ball in his hands. That's what I mean by one of my concerns was the ISO ball. A lot of times, you want Jalen Brunson to have the ball in his hands. That's not what I'm saying. But we don't need him with this team to just dribble,
Oh,
and try to
yes.
always break down the defense. You don't need that. Sometimes we could double screen Brunson every once in a while, elevator screen him, let him play off ball. Supposedly, Cat is a good playmaker. Trust him with helping the playmaking. You seen he tried to do that in the second half. He allowed Josh Hart to help with some of the ball
Right.
play. You see Deuce is having a good start to the season. Put him next to Brunson a little bit. When he in there, allow him to run more of the point so he can get some easy shots. Because we have so much talent on this team, we should be able to get Jalen Brunson easy shots. But we don't have the enough movement consistently through the game. Like we'll show spurts, but consistently with him moving off the ball, even Karl Anthony Towns, instead of having to try to go 1-on-1 for your buckets all the time. Just move that ball. Let the defense make the mistakes. They don't want to think and move. Nobody wants to think and move fast. That's how accidents happen.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. And even Macau, man, Macau had 6 assists today. Macau had 6 assists today. And I think he has a lot of chemistry with OG. I feel like he always know where OG is on the court for some reason. Like, no matter where he is, if Macau gets double, that ball is getting whooped to OG for an open 3 somewhere. But even Macau, man, like even having Macau play on ball sometimes would be helpful for our team chemistry and our offense in general. So all good points. All great points and great win.
Yep.
I think it's harder to guard somebody if they're on the wings instead of seeing them in front. You understand? Like you got everybody knows it's Jalen Brunson's team. So if you have him in the front handling the point guard duties all the time, that's what the attention is. Now just don't stand on the perimeter. Use that. Sneak back door every once in a while. We saw that again in the second half of more consistently in the second half of this game, though, I believe.
I agree. All right, but salute to the chat. Salute to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my picks for Timmy. Shout out to Craig Ward. Yeah, picks for Timmy. Shout out to Craig Ward. Shout out to Fritz Alessandor. Shout out to Doc Boss. Who else is here? Shout out to Lee Bonner, JT Riddick, Keith Watkins, Optimist. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Salute to you guys. Salute to the big cat, the big bodega too as well. And I have to bring a Tommy Beer stat of the night. All right, because Tommy Beer was stayed with the stats. Tommy Beer has a stat in his back pocket at all times. And here's the stat from Basketball Reference: is the only other player in Knicks franchise history to tally at least 44 points and 13 boards and 4 3-pointers in a single game was Carmelo Anthony in his legendary 62-point game at MSG. So thank you for that stat, Tommy Beer. And we did not see Hotpory tonight. Anybody pissed at that?
I am. I'm tired of Sim's bum ass, man.
Damn,
I'm sorry, man. Listen.
At this point, ain't nothing Sims could do because he didn't play a bad game.
He didn't play a bad game.
No, he didn't.
Not in the minutes. That's what I mean. Like, so he can do no right in people's eyes anymore. This is what I mean. Like, if it was something, if he did something else today that didn't warrant, first of all, the minutes that he did get in spurts that he did get it, he didn't. It wasn't a detriment. He actually was rebounding.
Agreed.
You get what I mean? That nice pass he made look easy. It was a difficult catch, actually, that pass when Jalen Brunson did throw the oop. You see how easy that looked, though?
Yep.
So, again.
You tell him, Ebony. You tell him.
I don't disagree with that. And honestly, it's not for me. It's less about what Sims can or can't do and what more about what I've seen from Hotpory. I just really love defensive tenacity. Kid's smart. He doesn't seem intimidated by the physicality or speed of a lead. Maybe that has to do with, as JL said, playing with grown-ass men overseas. But I see more from Hotpory in game 3 or 4 than I did from Sims in season 4. I think Sims came in better than average rebounder, solid defender, but I haven't seen him expand in any other facet of a game or in those individual pluses on his side. So I just want to see what Hotpory's got. I think Cat's so good at the 5. Those 10, 15 minutes of backup center, you can risk it with Hotpory because now trying to get unbelievable. It's not like Mitchell Robinson's coming off the bench. They're 2 guys that are projects. So let's see what the rookies got in the bag.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, but I know that coaches get a better look at things. So it's a reason that Sims got in there, probably for this game, and Hotpory didn't. With the physical nature, maybe he's not as physical as we believe. Who knows? But we got a whole season to see that. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole season. I'm not saying Hotpory is not good, but this center position is not meant for really being a scorer. It's a right now because we have Cat at the 5, but I'm talking about the backup. The way this team is set up, there's not many shots for the others, especially the center position.
Yeah.
That backup position is meant to defend, rebound, and not have negative plus minus minutes. That's basically what that backup position is. It's going to be really spurts like you've seen Sims today. Just spurts, not being out there long periods of time enough to get our stars rest. You've seen Thibodeau too also stagger Cat and JB, I guess, to let them get their flow without each other for a little while too. He did that a lot today. They were off the court with each other, off and on, without each other. So this center position, if you fundamentally sound and just got a little bit basketball IQ, you're gonna be okay in that position. That's what I believe. Just so that's why with Sims, they were like, trade him. That position is not as big as people make it when you think about how Tibbs is going to use it.
I think the center position is probably the second most important position, and I don't know if we're disagreeing on that so much, but I do think it is important. I think it's important in Tibbs' system, but I also agree that Sims is not necessarily doing a bad job. And I'm not going to make this an agenda of mine throughout the season because 1, I don't really care too much, and 2, as soon as Mitch gets back, this conversation means nothing because both of these guys are on the bench and they will continue to get DNPs, CDs. Did not play coach's decision. That's a guaranteed. Mitchell Robinson is our backup center. We won't even see any in spot minutes because Precious Achiuwa will take any and all of those as well.
That's the bigger question, really.
Yeah, Precious. That's what I was saying, Lido. It's not that I don't think it's an important position. It's just that with Thibodeau's system, the center is more so of just a fundamentally sound person. Box out, rebound, set picks, roll, space.
Agreed.
That's not. You don't have to be a super duper star to do those things. That's what I mean by that. You have to still defend. You still have to do things at a good level, but it's not a huge job. That's what you do, the dirty work. That's it.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, great point. Great point. And I think what it is too. I think it's like this is speaking to somebody who still has his Sims stock. my Sim stock. I'm not going front. Watching Ariel's feel for the game to me pops off the screen like really early.
You know what the difference between them two to me is? Intensity and aggression. That's it. Hotpory is more aggressive. He's gonna go try to get his shot. Whereas Sims would probably look to go pass it and set a screen. There's a difference. It doesn't mean we don't know. We don't know what an aggressive. That's what makes me mad about Sims because I don't know what an aggressive, intensified Sims looks like.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right now, yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I said it's a long season. Sometimes players, it take them a minute to feel where they gotta go. And again, same team but different players.
And it's not only that. It's like I said, it might be because he was playing overseas. It seems like the short time we've seen him, because we haven't seen him in a lot of minutes, a lot of time. Like he doesn't seem like he makes a lot of mistakes. I think that's what it is with Hotpory. Like you don't see him like, damn, he's out of position. Damn, like even if he does get scored on, it's like, oh, that's a good shot. He had his hands in the right spot. He didn't foul. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he seems like he's fundamentally there. Like for all intents and purposes, Sims has like a higher ceiling because of his freak athleticism.
Yeah,
but like Hotpory's mind is already like sharp. So like, and you can see it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out going forward. It's going to be interesting to see how a lot of things play out because, like you said, Precious still didn't come back. Mitch hasn't come back yet. What I really want to see long term is there's like 10 minutes available at the backup center position. If the team gets really rolling with the starting five the way it is, then it's like how many minutes are available for Mitch next to Cat? That's like the next question. It's like, is it going to be like 10 minutes next to Cat? Or is it going to be situational depending on matchups? Like that's going to be the real question long term with this team.
If I know anything about Tibbs, is that Cat going to the 4. Like that's what I believe. Like just Tibbs and his history, and it just him and what style big man that he normally likes. I think that he wants, and Cat being one of the best big men passer to other bigs. You got to have another big, for that to really to for you to see that skill set. Because I remember I told y'all last year with NBA University, he was up there for most duos for lobs. It was him and Gobert. It was him and Slow-Mo. And he had somebody, I think it might have been like, I think it was another person up there. I'm not sure. But he was up there a couple times for assistant. I think they play each other well off each other. And that way it takes less pressure off a Cat having to do, again, all the banging and the dirty pause and the dirty work. And let him be Cat. Let him on the offensive step,
Yeah. And that my thing is still we traded for Cat. We have to try to make it work at the 5. That's like first priority to me.
Agree.
Do you really think they traded him to make him the 5 though?
Yes, that's literally what they said. Like
I'm not sold on that.
If Hartenstein, I still feel like if Hartenstein never went to OKC, like I feel like Randall and Dante would still be here. Like
I don't know about that. Again, I think maybe the injury to Mitch may have helped it a little bit.
I mean, that could have helped. Maybe I was wrong because they was trying to trade Randall at the draft. So
because when you think about it, Randall plays. That's why I was saying people when it was still a possibility for iHeart to come, and when she left, and I still thought that Randall was here. I was like, well, they play about the same area. Remember before Randall got hurt, he was handling a lot of the playmaking. I remember when that Miami game, he had about 6-7 assists before he got hurt. So that's what I'm saying. I think you could pick and plug. He could still do that. You can still play that and allow that way you don't have to just play 5 men out. Something Kenny Atkinson had said to me. He stood out. He said about the 5 out. Are they still like basically a rebounding team? Can we still get our offensive rebounds like we are? Are we still going to dominate the boards that way? And that's very hard playing 5 out.
Nah, it's not. It's like I feel like
it's not hard. I feel like we're not doing such a good job right now.
No, I feel like we're gonna have to get our extra possessions in other ways. Like I feel like the way our team is set up to be more of a steals team at this point than a rebounds team. Like I feel like we're gonna have to produce more steals because I don't think we're gonna have the rebounding chops. And you already see it right now. Josh Hart's rebounding is gonna skyrocket because he's gonna take a load of that off of him. But even Cat though, like Cat's rebounding, he's getting back to his rebounding. Cat's gonna get back to the rebounding he did when he was under Tibbs and the Timberwolves. You can already start to see that right now. So like we won the game, but we lost the rebounding numbers in general today. Still like 46 to 50.
Yeah, can I play? Yeah, that was a big part of our identity. Like that's what I mean.
But yeah, that's gone though. Like I don't see that happening.
It doesn't have to be gone though. But y'all still. Well, if we push the Cat at 5, it's definitely gone. You get what I mean? And then we got these players so they wouldn't play a lot of minutes. Do you really want to keep Cat at the 5 all year to do that? All year?
Yeah. Listen, I have this.
The goal is to get them healthy to the playoffs.
The same. Listen, I already have my reservations with Cat at the 5 from what he was doing with the Timberwolves, and they brought Rudy Gobert over there, and they moved him at the 4. I already have my reservations about that. But like I really feel like it really depends on what's happening. Like if the Knicks are winning games and they're like top 1, 2 team in the East by the time Mitch comes back, then I think it will stay that way. If we're like faltering and then Mitch comes back, I think we start to tinker and mix with the lineups more. Because right as I see it right now, I kind of see like if we're winning, I feel like Cat will be at the 5, and I feel like Mitch's minutes won't be like 20 minutes, 20 whatever minutes a game. I feel like it's gonna be like more like 15 minutes a game or something like that. If it is the way it is right now.
Cat is currently averaging 32. I think when Mitchell Robinson comes back, he'll go down to maybe 28, 29 to preserve him for the rest of the playoffs. And you will see stretches, I think, of him and Mitch, but I think you might only see 5 to 7 minutes depending on who they're playing too, if they want to take advantage of the boards. But I gotta agree with Jay Ellis. I think Karl-Anthony Towns was brought here to be the 5, and that's what Ian reported when the trade happened too. He then clarified it 2 weeks later and said yes, that the idea was for him to come here and play the 5 spot, not to be in a tandem with Mitch or any other scenario. But yeah, I think it's about how you build around him. And I also think it's the fact that like Karl-Anthony Towns dominated when he was a 5 with Tom Thibodeau. And that's an important point too. There's already an established relationship there. And that's how you take the most advantage of these 5 talents on the floor. It's to try to be to meet the contemporary nature of the NBA, which is a 5 out of your 5s shooting threes, not necessarily crashing the boards, actually going for steals and running the break, because he's can also ball handle. So I think he's here for the 5. I think the other pieces around him fit with him, and you can have lineups that have Precious or OG at the 4 next to him, and then his minutes be supplemented by a brand new element, which is the offensive rebounding and rim protection of Mitch. 2 things Cat doesn't bring almost anything of. He had 3 offensive rebounds a day, but he's no Hartenstein in that regard. That's why Mitch is so important.
Yeah.
Even though you also have to account for his injuries. And I don't think Tibbs would say the idea is for Cat and Mitch to be together when you have to guarantee that Mitch is going to lose a big portion of his season out to injury. How can you ever build continuity or depend on that as your modus operandi when he's out so much? So I think the real intention is for Cat to be at the 5 and Mitch to supplement him as a backup.
I feel like for the real tough, I feel like the Cavs for sure. Probably going to need Mitch.
Yes.
I feel like the 76ers, you already know you're going to need Mitch.
OKC, I'm thinking finals.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
I feel like, again, we're going to see, though, because to me, the 5, it worked, but it took a minute. I guess what you say about chemistry and things of that nature, but I just like the whole the second and third chances. It made the game a lot easier, where we were able to win a lot of the ugly games.
Right.
And it caused a lot of physicality. You had to waste a lot of energy on both ends. That was another pro we had. You had to crash the boards on us, so you couldn't run in transition. That's things that helped us out. So I don't know why we wouldn't do that when you could put Cat out there, and he is a big man that can lob up, who can get to the rim, who can use that.
Yeah.
And then think about the second chance points you get with the 3-pointers. Like we would if we had Mitch in while we was missing all those 3-pointers to in the first half. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many more easy looks would Cat get because of that? That's just me playing around with scenarios in my head, and I just know how much easier it was because we people couldn't play our game last year because we were so physical. I don't want to lose that identity and do this softy finesse stuff, because that misses. It's all or nothing in that bag.
I got bad news. I think that era is gone.
Yeah,
I don't think this
it
roster
ain't
can
gonna cut it then.
ever continue. It's not built that way. It is built for finesse, unfortunately, because my preference is along with you. I always know at the 04 Pistons. I love how physical they were. They had 2 big guys in the paint that both protected the rim, could both switch on bigs, could both guard the perimeter. It's just not how we're built anymore. This trade made us in the lights of OKC and Boston, where we're going to win games on high volume 3-point percentage and finesse passing.
Rebounds and defense win championship.
I mean,
And
listen, we still have Mitch here. It's not going to be 20. It's not going to be 25 minutes of that. You know, what did Mitch average? Like 25 minutes a game? Probably going to be 25 minutes of Mitch. We'll probably still have it. Well, the thing is, we'll have versatility. We'll have the versatility of lineups because the reason why the reason why they did it is well, like Lee said, modern NBA kind of was predicated on spacing, and Jalen Brunson in general, the way how he likes to kind of be in the post as a little man, it gives him more space to operate when you have a shooter, and you start to see it. Even take Jalen Brunson out of it, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby straight up be having layups because Cat just on the floor. So
both of them got to work on their handle. They ain't doing too much creation right now.
OG in particular stands out to me with the handle. Like I'd be like, OG's attacking and then he gets swiped. Then the ball gets swiped out of his hand. It comes off his knee. I'm like, oh, yeah. He got some work to do. He definitely got some work to do. But yo, so salute to the chat. We talked about all other aspects of the game outside of the win. But if you enjoyed this win, enjoyed this show, please smash that like button. Like my guy Prezi the Ball said, hit that like, just hit that subscribe button. We have to every game. And shout out, I saw we had a super chat too. Shout out to Michael Parker who sends a $10 super chat. Michael Parker, man.
Appreciate you.
Michael Parker's question. This is Michael Parker is the only one wondering.
What is it?
Michael Parker, man.
I got
Luke Knicks Nation, is our rookie Kevin McCullough Jr. still on the injury list?
Is who on the injury list?
Kevin McCullough Jr. still on the injury list. Salute to the panel and my bro Jay Ellis. We out.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's the only one thinking about Kevin McCullough Jr.
Now, I am too. I'm excited to see him. Actually, I don't know. I got a feeling that he might be something. I don't know.
Right done.
I got a feeling. So I want to see if it's correct. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to see him. I know we're probably not gonna see him until like
you ain't gonna see him this year.
Season in the garbage. Nah, I might see him G League.
He definitely ain't gonna see it. Bacone got some minutes. I was like, oh, Bacone getting some burn, and you ain't see Bacone since.
Nah, that's because he got to get grown man strength. That's all.
Agreed. It's an interesting dichotomy. He looked confident, but he also looked soft. Defensively. Go ahead.
It wasn't that he was so soft; they were overpowering him. He doesn't have. He's a 19-year-old kid, and you could tell he was a 19-year-old kid. He tried to. I think he posted up Pritchard, and Pritchard didn't go anywhere. Like this is somebody that you're taller than, weight, got some height on, and you like, I got him. Mismatch, and then he's not moving. It looked like the reincarnation of the Boogie and Cat meme.
Yeah, get that leg day going, brother.
Yeah, he didn't move anywhere, but that comes. That's what comes. Though. You gotta wait. They gotta get that grown man strength. You see, if you ever seen a picture of Jason Tatum when he first came in the league, and now you don't realize how much they bulk up and how skinny and frail they come into the league until you see a before and after picture. So that'll come with the season.
Pacome gave me flashbacks of Kevin Knox, but at this game, Tibbs was basically playing an 8-man rotation.
Yeah,
we have seen him do this many times before. I have a feeling we're probably going to see an 8-man rotation until Precious comes back. I don't think that's going to be expanded. So fans clamoring for a Tyler Kolek or Hotpory being a rotation, it's not happening. I think Precious is the only one who's going to expand it back to 9, and then I think Shamet will take Cameron Payne's place once he returns.
That's another reason why, again, where I think if again they're not going to rush Mitch back. So when he comes back, I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to go full force because they're not going to rush him back. They don't need to. They know this. Another reason I think he might have a possibility of starting with Cat is because I believe that even though Josh Hart is doing what he's doing, that he'll have a bigger impact, a bigger spark coming off the bench with Deuce. That's just me. I think I like because the time he's playing well now, he's hitting that shot now. I need to see if that's consistent.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I think my point stays the same. If the Knicks are top 2, 3 in the East by the time Mitch comes back, I don't think anything changes. I don't think anything changes with the starting lineup because it's like why disrupt that chemistry at that point if it's working? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it'll be more of I'll experiment with Mitch in the lineup with Cat in places is to get that chemistry going, but it won't be in the starting situation. That's the way I see it. Like,
I made this. We've had this discussion. I brought this point up before, like last year, 2 years ago. That spot that Josh Hart is playing in was filled by Reggie Bullock and Fournier, and then Grimes, and then Dante DiVincenzo. I think the reason why the offense is kind of clunky and Hart has openly said that he's not frustrated but confused with his role is because he doesn't feel the things that role typically asks for, except for defense. He brings a different set, which is rebounding. Devo brought some of that rebounding too, but he brings it at a whole new level. I think for me, Shamit's a guy that checks off all the boxes of what that role really needs, which is no plays being called for you. You're the bailout option. You have a third, fourth option on the catch. And if you hit it, let it fly. And I think that Shamit showed he has a confidence to shoot when he's open and more likely than not make it, especially if he's even covered or has to readjust on the perimeter line. So I think Shamit has a real chance to take that spot from Hart. And I think Tibbs is waiting for Shamit to come back and be healthy to then give it to even a suggestion.
The start?
Yeah, I thought Shamit played better.
Shamit is not starting over Hart.
Defense. I thought so. I thought he played good team defense. I thought he even played good individual defense in preseason. I understand that. But if there's anyone who has a chance to take the starting spot, to me, it's Shamit.
Oh, hell no.
Nah,
I think Tibbs values rebounding too much to start Shamit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're asking you. You're asking our small forward to do our center's job. That's why I really believe that Mitch. Again, we shall see. But this just basketball wise, that's why I really don't think that that's what they're going to do. You're going to ask again your small forward to do your center's job. You want Josh to have what he had 10, 14, and 6 today, something along that line. Was his stat line? That's crazy.
Yeah.
10, 14, and 6 was the stat line.
Yeah.
You want Josh to do everything.
Yeah,
the Swiss Army knife.
yeah. OG doesn't rebound enough at that spot to be like, all right, let's put another shooter. Really, like I don't see Tibbs. I feel like that's now we're straying like way too far from Tibbs' philosophy. I do agree though that we don't have the typical shooter in the starting lineup that we usually have, and that's why the Knicks value Shamit so much because he is that off-ball movement shooter, and that's going to unlock another part of that offense that we just don't have right now. We don't have that.
The other guy from New York, what's his name? Matt Ryan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's his name. I think I'm saying his name.
I've been with the same thing. I'll be thinking about the actor and messing me up.
From what I hear, he's a shooter. So
exactly. So like. Yeah, when Shamit gets back, we're gonna have that dynamic back where we just have like a gunner because we don't have that.
But when
now.
is that? Isn't Shamit like on some Julius Randle vibes with that shoulder?
It seems from what I've heard from Ian Begley. Ian Begley said the rehab seems to be going good. So Knicks are keeping an eye on him. They signed him to the G League, so they can't keep an eye on him. So I guess it's kind of like, here's some money. You're still in their camp. And so what's happening is, to me, in my eyes, is he is plan A and Matt is plan B. That's the way I see it. Like they're gonna keep an eye on him, and if it gets to a certain date where they feel like he's not gonna make it, they're gonna bring in Ryan. And if they feel like, you know what, I think he's gonna be fine, they'll probably sign him. Because I feel like they have a deadline. Right now we're at 12 players. I think we might have like another week or so where we have to have 14 players. So keep an eye on that. So he might I think he might end up being signed anyway in a week, depending on how his rehab is going. So I would keep an eye on that.
I think this will be my hot take that I'm either going to crash and burn or ride high on. If Shamit heals from his injury and joins the roster, is signed to either a two-way, but I think it would be a minimum deal. That's the most likely at his age. I think he has a good shot to get into the starting lineup. And
No way. I
if
bet
he
money
ends up,
on that.
yeah,
No
this,
way.
this is what I'll say. If his shoulder heals and Leon trusts him enough to give him a contract, he's tendered an offer, he signs, now he's on the roster, and he's in the rotation, which means Tibbs clears him, he's ready to play. Once he's on the bench, I'll make the bet with you that he moves into his starting lineup at some point.
Without injury. Without like
Yeah, right. Yes,
he has
A decision
Josh
by
Hart,
Tibbs.
you're benched, you're Shamet
Right.
starting. No way.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be Josh Hart your bench. I just think he will really prioritize the shooting and spacing that Shamet brings. It'll be something fun to look forward to.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know. I shout out to my guy Deuce. I know we probably need his spark, but at this point, why not? We had to do it sometime last year. They did play with each other for in the start lineup for a while with Deuce and Brunson. So
Yeah, I feel like Deuce would have more of a shot
That was crazy.
for sure. But you know what it is though? Like I get why. Like I get what Lee is saying because Deuce is a different type of 3-point shooter, right? Like Deuce can do movement 3-point shooting, but Shamet's movement 3-point shooting is like another level where it's like I'm constantly moving, I never stop. It's closer to the style of DiVincenzo, where he's like always moving and you can let the go of the ball within 0.3 seconds of it touching his hand. Like that's the type of shooters that the Knicks like. Deuce doesn't have that ability, but he's still very, very, very good. So I see what Lee is saying, but it's just there's no way. There is no way.
I also think, and this is unfortunate to Deuce, he doesn't deserve this. He also doesn't deserve that shitty contract he's on, but he did put pen to paper, so he signed it. But I think Deuce deserves a start. I feel the same way about Deuce as I do Quickly. I actually think Deuce has a higher ceiling than Quickly. That can be another conversation that we have, but I feel that way personally. I think the Knicks light Deuce off the bench. I think that's a role that he's probably going to fill as long as the New York Knicks are a championship contender and he's on this roster. I don't think he'll ever get a real shot at being the long-term starter. He might do it in pinch situations like we described, injuries, but I don't think he'll ever start because of the size differential and his style of game. He's so perfect as a spark plug off the bench.
Yeah.
Then Toronto once upon a time, then they start Van Fleet and Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was their championship backcourt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen when you have smart players. Deuce is a smart player, and he gets better every year. He's a student of the game.
That's a good point.
Like, and you can't teach the heart that he has. So on top of the heart that he has, he's a student of the game. He knows what he has to work on. So I just think he's going to surprise a lot of people this season. Barney stayed, healthy or whatever. But I'm just seeing in a couple of games that we've seen, I've seen such big growth from him and his confidence level, picking his spots better, knowing, okay, I'm taking this shot and being confident about it. I think a Deuce is not at the matter of time if he wants to start, if Tibbs wants him to start. I think it's going to be a time where Deuce forces him to start him. Like, that's just me. I just have that much confidence in Deuce McBride.
Yeah.
The Toronto Raptors example is that's a really keen example. I forgot that I mean Fred VanVleet's even smaller than Deuce. He's under 6 foot, and I think Lowry 6'1", 6'2" at the most. So you're right. That's a very small backcourt, but I would say that's the exception, not the rule. The majority of the time you win a championship with at least your 2 guard or sometimes your point guard in weird situations can be able to even guard threes. Just because most teams are switching in the modern era. I don't think that Tibbs would run that. I don't think Leon would want to give Tibbs that option as a starting backcourt. And that's why I think Deuce will perennially be on this team in a backup role as long as he's on the roster. And they will prioritize size at that 2 or 3 guard spot. And I think Bridges actually is a 2. Right now he's playing the 2 offensively, but I think we can move Bridges to the 3 offensively and have Shamet, in my opinion, Shamet or someone else at the 2.
I don't even think it's just this team. I think it's any
I'm about to write this down because we were supposed to be keeping count. Lee said he thinks Sherman is short. So, remember we said we was gonna keep a count of the predictions this year.
We did.
Yeah. Wait, what was my other one?
It was 15. Me and you had 15 games for the first 20. The first 20 games was the what we thought the record was.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you said 15. I forgot. Jay, what you say? 16? I forgot.
I don't remember.
I gotta find the paper. I wrote it. I wrote it down.
Yeah, I need to be in charge of my own bets too. Definitely, I'm definitely at the Shamit one. I'm definitely at the Shamit one
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Sham is starting.
Oh, I got, but this one leans into it. I think for sure if Shamit makes the roster, Cameron Payne's out the rotation. I don't think Tibbs goes to 10. I don't think Cam Payne beats out Shamit. Shamit's skill set, as JL has said, it's what Leon has prioritized and that Thibs has focused on. Especially as a backup, you need someone on there who's a volume shooter, and Shamit will overtake Payne, I think.
Yeah, and have you noticed that? Ever since shout out to Tommy Beer, ever since Tommy Beer tweeted that tweet the other day about how Cameron Payne shot more shots than Karl Anthony Towns in the first 3 games. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, ridiculous.
It was like Cam Payne 27 shots, Karl Anthony Towns 25 shots, and then Cam opened Twitter was like, damn. Came over today, shot 0 for 1 today.
Good.
Here we go. We're gonna call this the prediction bucket.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it. That gave me a belly laugh.
You said Shamit is not
Shamit's nice, man. I
starting.
was impressed with his defense. I thought he played good defense. I know he could play defense.
No, I'm not saying he played his defense was decent. Like I feel like it was better than
it was a surprise.
What his reputation has been for sure. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he is not starting over Josh Hart or Deuce McBride. I just don't see it.
I got Lee Shamit starting and Mitch Deuce starting, right? Right, because I think either one of them they're gonna start sometime during this year. And I got Lee J saying Cat staying at the 5.
Yes, definitely write me up for that one.
That's anything else we came up
Cat staying at the 5. I think he will stay at the 5, but ultimately, I feel it's going to me. Like I said before, it depends on the record. If the Knicks are winning, the starting 5 will stay the same.
You know how we was winning and they still changed stuff up, like because it was ugly, like it wasn't consistent. We were so up and down. So like that you mean like we can still be in contention.
If we're top 3, if we're top 3 in the East, we're not changing it. No. We're not changing the starting 5.
Yeah, I agree. That matches Tibbs's history and habits.
Okay. And Sims Hotpory. Y'all say Hotpory, right?
Way better. Yes, way better.
Is Hotpory better? He looks better to me today.
Okay. Yep. So I'm still sticking out with my guy Sims.
That doesn't mean he's getting minutes, but it looks like I feel like Hotpory has a chance to get minutes from Sims.
Yeah.
I feel like Hotpory has a chance to get minutes by January for sure.
He must be bodying up Hotpory in practice or something.
Yeah. I would pay to watch that. Pause. I don't mean anything but just the basketball practice.
But
I wouldn't mind watching the one-on-one.
What happens first? Tyler Kolek cracks the rotation or Shamit starts?
Shamit starts.
I don't know. If Cameron Payne, he on his trigger.
That's what I'm thinking.
If he on his trigger, not the floor general. It might be Tyler.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. The door is ajar with the way Cam Payne's been playing. I mean, it's only 2 games though. You can't make assumptions after 2 games. But Tyler Kolek just needs to play some defense. That's really what it is because he still is a traffic on the games that I saw. If Kolek played decent defense, he's playing over Cam.
He has to. Yeah, I think that's the only reason he's not really getting burned right now. He has to. I guess it's kind of like another play. I'm going to WNBA. Sabrina, she's the Liberty. Shout out to Liberty Championship. The last year though, I used to get on Sabrina all season. I used to tell her, move them puppies, side to side, move them things. She was just like maybe couldn't move side to side. She just didn't have the lateral movement
Yeah,
to stay in front
that's
of people.
Kolek.
But what Sabrina did was she got smarter on the defensive end. So if again, I always say if you prepare, you don't have to recover. If I'm preparing for what you do, or if I'm pushing you one way, I know which way I have to beat you to.
Mhm.
So it's not necessary that she got faster laterally. She just got smarter. The game slowed down. Now she knows, okay, how to play her angles. So once he learns how to do that, he'll be all right. I don't think he's ever going to be a first team all defense type of player, but I think he'll be capable enough to stay on the floor long periods of time because
Yeah,
it
that's
don't matter
yeah.
on ball defense, off ball. That baby look lost on that end. So
Polik?
that comes with time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole.
Yes, very
Nah,
lost.
now you're right. You're definitely right about that. You're definitely right. I mean, by all intents, I see Timmy saying he's 1 year out. I mean, that could be true because Cam has a 1 year contract, so it's very plausible that it'll just be, that expires. Cola takes over next year. That's very plausible. That's very
Yeah,
plausible. I'm not.
and
I can't even not argue that.
and again, shout out to the front office because we didn't even. A lot of people didn't believe we were even going to draft that much or anything of worth.
Right.
And every pick that we have seems to be a potential. So if stuff hits the fan with this team, they don't really have to keep all. They still don't have all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Basket. They have all these promising players that they could potentially package off if they need it or build around in the future if they believe so.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I
shout out
mean,
front office.
yeah. Right. And like I was saying, campaign's defense is keeping him on the floor. That's really what it is, right? His defense is keeping him on the floor. Because offensively, he's been really shaky.
Mm-hmm.
But he's even when the game came in today, he bothered Tyler Hero's 3-point shot today, and he's active and he can move laterally quickly. Like he does all the little intangible things on defense that makes Tibbs go, okay, stay on the floor. And I get it. I see it too. Like I like his defense. I like
My
his
man
defense.
think he Ray Allen on offense.
Yeah, he just thinks he's ready. The way where and it's funny because when it goes in, it's like yes, it goes in. When it misses, you're like, oh my god, because the form is so crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like the misses hurt more because the form is so crazy.
It hurt my ribs. The way he shoot, the way he
Yeah, it's like what type of okay, all right, he shot it. Did something. Okay, we're back. All right, we're good. All right, I feel like we talked about everything we need to talk about. We just been kind of kicking it.
Yeah, facts on facts.
But we can go move on. Do you guys have any bro picks?
I had some, but my memory shot. So give me a minute.
Do I?
I have an U pick.
You got a U pick?
Yeah, I think every post game I'm gonna give a U pick to a player on another team that I think's playing pretty well. Just as like incentive for our fans, even if fans love all basketball, but just watch other games across the league and see how other teams are evolving or devolving. My U pick is Dennis Rodman 2.0, Jeremy Sohan in San Antonio. There was a great Rocket Spurs game last night. Actually, really exceptional. Wemby and Sengun were going at it. Jalen Green and Sohan were going at it. And I was watching Sohan this preseason, and I really think the Spurs are going to make the jump and make the play in this season. Not just because they brought Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, but because of Sohan doesn't have to play point anymore and is now slotted in his natural position as power forward. And they've been playing him a lot in the high post, Wemby in the low. And man, his passing and playmaking, he's getting guys really nice open shots, and they're utilizing him as almost like the lead guard or at least lead initiator when CP3 sits, which is quite often. Now that CP3 is damn near 40 years old, he's actually having a lot of time being the lead playmaker, and he's finding cutters. He's playing off Wemby, and he's getting some shots in as well because of the attention that Wemby demands and his very unique skill set. I think that I was seeing flashes of what we saw with Aaron Gordon and Jokic and Denver and how special they are as a tandem with Gordon's three-point shooting ability, his athleticism, his offensive rebounding, his ability to play guard all five positions, to switch on pick and roll, combined with Joker just being a genius on the court. Offensive IQ, passing ability, post moves, three-point shot, I think that Sohan, if he develops his jumper, doesn't even have to be a 3. It could be a jumper because Wemby doesn't operate in the mid range a lot. There is a very unique and special front court that could end up being generated between them two. And I think there's already a lot of chemistry. They seem to really like playing off of each other. And I believe that Wemby would go down as a top 10 player of all time. So it's almost impossible for whoever he's playing next to not be a great compliment.
So he's running to Mitch. No, I'm just
I think they're a few years away from being a contender for sure.
Man, I need somebody to defend me the way Ebony defends Mitch, man. I just need. If I could find a girl that could defend me like Ebony defends Mitch,
nah,
I'd be set for life.
I stood in these social media streets and I heard the craziness and I couldn't take it anymore. Cause I don't think my guy deserves it. Right? I just couldn't take it anymore. It's just like he does all the dirty work and y'all give him all the flat. It's like a chain, a cause and effect. He sets a lot of things in motion because he's so good at some things. You know, these other things don't happen. You get what I mean? But this because they're so small and people only pay attention to 3-pointers and crossing over and dunking. They miss the that's the best parts of the game.
That's right.
Yeah, those are the best parts of the game to me. That shows that you really want to win. You're not getting all the glory. You putting in all the work though. That's the competitor to me.
Mm-hmm. The dirty work, the fun, the mentals. They had the fundamentals.
That's the difference between the WNBA and the NBA. Fundamentals.
Ebony, now that Randall's gone and Hartenstein is gone, I am all in with you in defending Mitch. I have stayed on the train. Never trade Mitch. He brings an element that wins you championships, and we need that element more than now ever because we all agree Karl-Anthony Towns is soft. He's soft on defense.
Player.
Yeah,
he's not.
He cannot change DNA. It's who he is. So to have Mitch off the bench to either play him in tandem with Cat or replace Cat in the last 2 minutes, if you really need defense, he is such a awesome wrench to have to throw in other team systems. Gotta keep him.
It's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen with Mitch and I'm drawing a blank right now. That's how I know it's past my bedtime. My dude from Toronto, Precious, man. Because Precious is like we signed Precious to trade him. Like they negotiated that he waive his no trade clause. So I'm keeping an eye out on that. I'm keeping an eye out on that for sure. 1 year deal with no trade clause. Like what's gonna happen in February? Yeah, things that make you go,
I did have a bruh pick. I remember who my bruh pick is.
Oh, what is it?
Is the whoever that sculptor is that did Dwayne Wade
oh my gosh, you missed the obvious.
Bruh. Oh man.
I had to. I'm sorry. I don't know what the sculptors, right? That's what you call them?
Yep.
I don't know if they had got what do you call proteges? You know, people you take under your wing and you show them how to do it.
Yeah.
Because these new sculptors, they freestyling out here.
Now, apparently, this dude sculpted a bunch of sculptures before. That's not his first rodeo. He's like that dude of sculptures. But I mean, I guess he didn't. I don't know. I've heard that his other work doesn't look like other people before. I don't know if that's true or not because I haven't seen it. I just heard it.
He got the best job ever. Just say I tried.
Damn. But I still got the old picture up. Oh my god. Memories.
Look how skinty Mitch is. That's when he was getting moved.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Gone.
That's when he was having
got a
problems
beard
with
now.
Capella.
Gone. Crazy.
Nobody. Yep. Who is that on the other side? That's Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, gone. You the last Mohican, man. You the last of the Mohicans.
That's what I'm saying. That's our identity. I'm sorry. You trade Mitch, we're gonna be soft as pudding.
I agree.
just putting
I'm with
pops
you,
out
homie.
here.
I am with you.
I ain't even do that for that. I just did that just to get a look at it.
Somebody say you look like Morpheus. What's his name?
Antoine. They
Lawrence
got
Fishburne.
Yeah, there you go.
Antoine Walker. All right.
He do look like Antoine Walker too.
Yo,
That he do kind of look like Antoine
foul.
Walker. You know what it is? They I think they were trying to give him the beard, but the beard looks like an extra jaw. I don't know.
That face not even his.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah. The internet be internet, man. Oh my god.
Man, that's brilliant.
man.
Oh.
They put it in the wedding picture. I'm through. I see somebody put it in the, the villain for Power Rangers back in the day with the head.
Zord is hot. Zordon.
Zordon. Oh my god. That looks close to him.
That's Ed
That
Reed.
that's good. Oh, he's saying
That's what I'm
whoever
saying.
did this
Whoever
bust should do
did
Dwayne Wade.
was supposed
Yeah,
to
that's a good job right there.
He's supposed to take some other sculptures under their arm and show them how it's done. They just got these people walking blindly out here now. They gave my man Allen Iverson a trophy. So about it was a statue. That's a trophy. Then they got my other dude, Dwayne Wade, looking like Antoine Walker and Lawrence Fishburne had a baby.
Oh.
Prezi the boss said it looks like Steve Stout. Steve Stout.
Yo, you might as well just call these sculpture people like weather people. They might get it right, they might not.
Man,
they still get paid for it.
You know what? I feel like you hired somebody. I feel like they hired somebody and they found out he lied on his resume. But it was too late. He was like, do you have any references? And it's like his boy answered the phone. Yeah, he sculpted the Mona Lisa.
Gregory Lee said they gave Allen Iverson the Barbie. They gave him a Barbie.
Gregory Lee said that D Wade statue looked like it had an 8-ball in his jaw.
Oh.
Like he needed something to clear it up.
Yo.
Damn, yo. You know the crazy part when I heard that he had a statue because of the way the Allen Iverson statue turned out, I automatically thought, oh no, what's gonna happen? Like I automatically assumed it was gonna be bad. And it sucks.
Yeah, I was tight. I don't know. They need to go back and find whoever the scope. If they retired, they need to unretire them. Give them whatever money they need to have so they can get sculptures
Maybe I
right.
can find his
It's
work.
been like 0 for 5, the last 5 sculptures.
Yeah, if you listen to the KOT show on or audio, you might have to watch the YouTube for this part. Let me see if I can. Dwayne Wade statue versus real life. Dwayne Wade statue artist. Dwayne Wade statue artist on criticism. I don't think anybody else can do better. Oh shoot.
My man said I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
That's a fact. Oh man. Damn it. I want to look for more of his work to see if anything else compares. What's his name? Amid the overwhelming social media reaction to Sunday's unveiling of the statue, Miami Heat. The artist behind the statue standing behind their work. I could not do better. What's going to be better? It's called sculpture artist Omri Armani. Let me see if I can find some of his work to see if I can compare it. I'm sorry, man. This is intriguing me now. It's like, what else did he do? Did he do Dirks? It looks like he did Dirks.
Oh, the Dirk one's fire. I think there
That
was some controversy with the Dirk Nowitzki one in the first edition because it had like the ball, a different version of the ball as if it was in action and movement. People
mhm.
said it looked like anal beads.
Anal beads. Okay, he
Yeah,
did Dirk's.
it was big around Dallas. People saying that.
All right, this is Dirk statue. He did Dirk
Yeah,
statue.
they removed the anal beads on that one.
He had anal beads. That sounds
Yeah,
like
it was
a
like
that sounds like a rumor.
no, it was real. It was like the ball was like moving forward. So it had like a ball, and then it had a line, and another ball, and a line. Anyways, y'all can picture it yourselves.
That's the
Pause.
Dirk statue he did. Okay. I mean the angle is cool. I can't see what his face looks like. All right, let me end this show. All right, I'm going too far. He did the Magic Johnson
Now,
statue? Wait. Yeah, now I gotta see. Did he do the Magic Johnson statue? That actually looks all right. I mean, it's kind of small picture. All right, let me get out of here. I'm going down a rabbit hole I should be doing by myself at home. All right. My bad, guys. I had you going on a journey. Yeah. I kind of feel like Dirk's face looks weird. Maybe that's just me. The Magic
looks
Johnson
okay,
statue
but
looks okay to me. But I got three statues to go off of though. You be the judge. Did you like the Dirk statue, guys? Did you like the Magic Johnson statue?
East Blue Drew says, "Where's our Alondro Trier statue?"
Facts, man. I'm still waiting. He just got drafted too. He's in the G League. All right. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be here after every game, but also your super chats are welcomes. It helps keeps the light on. It helps pay for stuff. You know what I mean? We gotta be paying for stuff sometimes. So any support for the KOT show will be greatly appreciated. And thank you for the guys who supported so far. And if you can't donate, like, subscribe, and share. That's gonna help us spread the word as well. All right. Knick of Time show. Oh, I like this question. Chris puts up a question. Are you joining the stream Thursday? 100% said yes. That's what I like to hear. All right, cool. All right, Lee. Let them know they can find you. You probably got a book club or something you want to get
On
off.
Twitter @_ Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO. Today's book club. The great Cuban poet Ronaldo Arenas, also a novelist. This is Singing from the Well. It's a personal memoir about his life growing up in Cuba during the Cuban Revolution. He was an adult when that happened, being a gay poet in the region, being raised by his mother, aunts, and grandmother in the forest, and living by a well, and teach himself how to sing by speaking into the well. But it's more than about place and time. It's really about his relationship with his mom. And I've been reading it because his mom, my mom, both suffer from hardships mentally and emotionally. It runs in my family. And my mom's going through a lot right now, dealing with an eviction in the group home where she lives and trying to find her a safe place to end up and dealing all this on my own. That's just to say that in order for me to understand what's going on, I'm just trying to think about myself as a small little speck in the world and realize that I'm just the rolling tide, and I try to mold and change myself as life sees fit and her situation sees fit, and just to be available. That none of this is outside the power of my control. I have to give it up to God and just pray and rely on the faith and prayer of others to get her and myself out of a situation. So I've been reading this book to remind myself that there are other people throughout the civilization and time that have dealt with mothers who are struggling and struggling with just about every part of life, and that the son mother relationship is an important one, an important bond that should be respected and appreciated. And it's just I've looked at my mom in different ways and had more patience because she's a product of abuse, and she carried me and she raised me best she could, even though we were very poor and we struggled. And now it's my turn to take care of her, and it takes constant forgiveness and humility on my part to forgive myself, to forgive her. I have to crush my ego on a second basis. So this book has helped me do that. Ronaldo Arenas, Singing from the Well, came out in the late 70s when he escaped the Cuban regime, the Castro's regime, came to Florida and became an expatriate before dying of HIV in the 80s in New York City.
Ooh. Huh. Deep. Good stuff.
Sorry. Once I started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah, man. Good reminder that people, phew, I'm not gonna lie, I've been going through mad stuff for the last year, but it's been intensified over the last couple of months. But man, the life be life, man. Life be life. And so good thing. Good words, Lee. That's a good word.
I love coming on KOT. It's the happiest I am all day. And I actually done to the point where I'm like, if say today's Tuesday, the game is Friday, I like can't wait to come on a podcast and debate and argue, but also laugh and commiserate with Jay Ellis and Ebony and soon to be Ryan or Fritz Wayne's on. I really love you guys. I love a chat, love going back and forth, love being roasted, love roasting. So I am very appreciative that I had this space to just be honest and raw, and it's appreciated, but I also really love doing it with y'all.
I appreciate that.
Pause.
My therapy session.
Hell yes, indeed.
Absolutely. All right. Ebony, let them know that you can find you.
You can find me here every post game. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and now TikTok at Mad Knick Fan. And on Twitter, I hold a pregame space called Your Take Knicks. So yeah, I think that's all my handles.
And you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, or I should do the Knick of Time Show on Instagram and Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. And we on KOT is coming to TikTok. We are on TikTok. We are on TikTok.
That dance. I'm gonna hit you with the bounce.
Take KOT. We on TikTok. Here's the thing though. We're gonna be streaming on TikTok soon. So wait till we get that together. It's gonna be a whole new thing. So definitely
I'm excited about that.
Definitely be on the lookout for that. Hopefully that should be sub within the coming weeks, a week or two. So yeah. Ebony on TikTok will be different. Yeah.
I guess that means I had to make a TikTok.
I guess so.
Definitely.
Yes.
I want TikTok. Hopefully I can do some. Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see.
Oh, is there a way to debate bums on TikTok? Because if there is, I'm going to find it and I'll be doing it within 24
I'll talk
hours.
to you after the show. But I'll talk to you after the show.
I can't wait.
I don't want to say this on air, but but yeah, I'll talk to you after the show. Also, my anime. So I had like an anime pick that I gave like a week ago, but I didn't exactly give the name because it didn't escape me. It escaped me, but I found it so far. So here, wait, why is it showing that?
Statue of Magic Johnson.
The Magic Johnson anime.
We're back to these statues.
The tight pants. It's in effect. Hold on. My bad. So it's called the Vinland Saga. That's what it was called. What happened to? There you go. My bad. It's called the Vinland Saga. So I don't really want to give the story away too much. All I'm going to say is second season was kind of boring. It was poetic though, but it was kind of boring. The first season was fire. I'm going to just say it's crazy when you see little kids just murking people. It's kind of messed up in your brain, but like, little kid goes through traumatic experience and just starts murking people at 6. Very disturbing, but when it's cool in anime style, you're like, holy crap. And it doesn't seem like it's anime because there's no Japanese people and it's all white dudes, but it is anime and first season is fire and addictive.
This looks dope.
Yeah. First video was fire and addictive. Second season, you're like, what the hell? But I was so invested that I just finished it. But you will definitely run through that first season like nothing. for sure. But yeah, and it's called Vinland Saga. Got the name of it. I'm sucky with remembering names, so I had to look it up
too.
to show you guys
Okay.
what I've been watching.
It looks like it's been nominated for like a ton of awards and won a bunch of awards too.
Nah, it's yeah, it's great. It's entertaining. So that's
Won
all.
Best Anime Series 2023 IGN Awards. Pretty big.
Yeah. So and it's on Netflix, so you don't have to. I don't even have to give you my sister's Crunchyroll subscription. You just go on Netflix.
That's funny.
I bet. All right, yo. Fritz says Arcane X chapter is November 9th. Demon Slayer's fire first season. No, Demon Slayer's dope too. Jujutsu Kaisen is dope too. I'm waiting for that to come back because that season was crazy. And that gave Jujutsu Kaisen season gave me like I was kind of depressed at the end. I'm not gonna hold you. But yeah, shout out to my anime fans out there. All right, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back. I'm assuming the next game is Friday, even though I haven't looked at the schedule. That's just the way life be going. It'd be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Isn't
the next game?
Next game?
I'm a minute by minute type of person. So
next game is tomorrow.
What? Double. Start the season. We're gonna start this stuff again. Mr. Adam Silver, Mr. Knick
Is this
Fans.
Detroit?
Yeah, we played Detroit.
Oh, we playing Detroit. Oh, we playing Detroit tomorrow. Oh, that means we definitely got to end because we got to get some sleep for tomorrow.
Detroit's been playing pretty decent. Cater looking real good.
Yeah, Cater's legit, and they got some veteran pieces. So I'm guessing they're trying to make the next step in the development of that team.
They beat the 76ers tonight.
Yeah, but
the 76ers don't have
like my dad.
It was their first win.
Yeah, they don't have Joel Embiid and homie who's always injured too.
My dad called the 76ers the all injury, he said first team all injury team.
Yep,
that's a fact. That is a fact. All right, what we playing? We're playing Thursday. Thursday, and then we're off until Monday when we play the Rockets. I'm not sleeping on that Rockets game. Yeah,
me neither. They play Friday, not Thursday.
Who plays that Friday? Defense
Will. No, we played. Oh wait, it says tomorrow, but it's midnight.
Right.
Gotcha.
So tomorrow is actually Friday. My bad, guys.
All right, we starting this back-to-back stuff early again.
Yeah. My bad. We're playing Friday. My bad. It is midnight. I'm looking at it. It says tomorrow. Tomorrow is technically Friday. All right, cool. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, the Yankees lost. Oh my god, bruh.
I would expected the double up.
You have to watch Dr. Stone. All right, Arcane and Dr. Stone. I'll have that in my mind for you guys. Thanks, guys. All right, I'm sorry. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's the show. We out this mug. Hey.
New York, big city